All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. All right, so the S&P and the Nasdaq are both up a little bit.
All right,
Bitcoin.
guys.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. Bitcoin is at around 87.4s. Up a little bit from where I looked at it yesterday. Yesterday I was looking a little scary. It's still higher from where we were yesterday, but it's still not necessarily back yet. We'll see if we can get back over 90s. AMD's looking okay this morning. A lot of stuff's green. Previous closing price is 219s on AMD. You can see the SPY previous closing price on the SPY about 680.20s. Previous closing price on Nvidia is way down there at 179, so it's up to almost 180, 150. Nasdaq is green as well. The previous close on the NQ is right around 25.4. We're at 25, almost 5. So we're slightly green. A little bit of a recovery bounce this morning. Yesterday we had a sell-off in crypto. Crypto dropped what, 5% yesterday, something like that, quickly. And most people say it's the carry trade dynamic going on. The tone today so far is cautious bounce rather than risk on. I think bonds, Bitcoin found a little bit of better footing here. If we take a look at rate odds, still about 87% likely that we're going to cut rates. I told you guys about Jerome Powell. Nobody listens. Okay. I mean, I'm the top 3 least financial professional person in the world right now, but nobody listens. I told you he wasn't going to say anything about economics. I told you he wasn't going to step down. I don't know what people really expect. People get pulled in all these different directions. They're like, oh, Jerome Powell's going to step down. Like, y'all need to be resilient to that. You got to take what you want to happen out of the equation, and then just think about it objectively and logically. I think that is what you got to do sometimes. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I definitely told all of you so. We got European CPI that dropped earlier this morning. Monday and Tuesday this week are a little slow. Every other day after today, we got stuff going on. So like today we had European CPI showed up at 2.2% year over year for November versus 2.1% expected. CPI month over month for Europe showed up at a negative 0.3%. And core CPI year over year showed up at 2.4% for Europe versus 2.4% expected. So mostly flat, a little bit better than expected, except for headline CPI year over year, which is slightly higher. But I think the month over month reading at down 0.3% helps that a little bit. Michelle Bowman speaks at 10 a.m. today. And that's basically it in terms of big news. No big stuff going on today. But my positions are green. So that's good. Except for my bonds. I'm in T-bill right here. T-bill pays me like, what is it? 4% right now. And so I don't know how much I have in this right now. I think I've got like 50K in this or something like that. And so it'll pay me 50,000 times 0.04%. About $2,000 a year divided by 12. It gives me dividend payments every month. So it'll pay me about $166 a month. But because of the cycle of it, every time it comes back down here and resets, I lose $130. And then it slowly climbs back up. $150. And then it slowly climbs back up and repeats the cycle. So outside of that, I'm green on the day. Meta is up, which is good. I'm actually green on my Meta position. It took so long to be green. SoFi, I'm really green. I'm just going to sit in that one, I think. Target, I'm green as well. I'm red on Home Depot, but that one's been looking better, and I'm red on Disney. Hey, thank you for becoming a member, Jim. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. Definitely top 3 teller of so's. What's up, Faye? What's up, Eric's? On Joseph, Steve, Ill, Ben, BA, E, Pro, Rico. What's up, guys? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today, man. A little bit slower of a day. Not as many crazy things going on today as there were yesterday morning. What's up, Aha? What's up, Kato? Yeah, it's definitely a little bit slower. this morning. Again, Bitcoin around 87,000, ETH around what, 2.8.5%, both slightly lower to flat on the day. I don't know, Bitcoin looks like it's green on the day actually. So Bitcoin looked like it opened up today around 87,000. It's at 87.4. So Bitcoin actually looks technically green. I'll have to go back and track it. But yeah, Bitcoin's green on the day. That's what I figured. Again, Japan's bond market shifting is what kind of freaked people out yesterday. Fading yen carry trade dynamic, concerns over stablecoin risk after the S&P cut Tether's rating. China's having tighter crypto rules and other stuff. So global government bonds are muted. If we take a look at yields today, yields are up. They're at 4.1+%. But what's interesting is rate cut odds have stayed the same. 4.1% currently for yields. Market's just waiting for the next Fed meeting to decide where everything's going. Yeah, for sure. Again, later this week we got stuff. So tomorrow, 8:15, we got the ADP non-farm employment change data for the month, right? The last one we've been getting is a weekly preliminary report by ADP. We get the monthly one tomorrow. We don't get the ADP weekly one today. I'm pretty sure we don't, because whenever they do the monthly reports, that specific week, they skip the Tuesday one. So, yeah. So, ADP is not going to be doing their prelim numbers here today. Tomorrow on the 3rd, they do their monthly report. So that's what we're going to be seeing on that front. Again, Jerome Powell did speak last night. As I said, he did not talk about economics. He literally, his first word of the speech was, "I'm not going to talk about economic policy." And he basically just said George Shultz was a great guy, as I told you he would. I didn't stream it. I didn't think it was worth it. Sure, other people told you it was going to be some big, huge market-moving speech, and then it wasn't. Yeah, let's do a poll. Does the market close red or green today? Yeah, we got about a 90% chance as of now, Elmo. We have about a 90% chance. It's like 87% likelihood that we cut rates. And we're getting closer to the Fed meeting, so the closer we get, the more likely it is that we're going to go to this, like, the status quo of rate expectations. And so the closer we get to the Fed meeting, the more probable it is that we're going to do what everybody thinks we're going to do. Did he really? What was the conference on? We got 2.5 inches of snow. New England. Yeah. Yeah, I have some family in Michigan. It's cold up there. Yeah, so looking at some news, I don't really see much today, man. It's kind of boring. Nike's looking hot. Is it really? I mean, Nike's down a lot, right? Yeah, I mean, I think they have a huge... I'm not really a big fashion company person, but I think they have a huge incentive, and they have a market they need to prop up. You know, like whenever you have so many resellers around your shoes, and they have, you know, social media and video and markets and conferences and stores and all these different things, I think there becomes an incentive to prop that market up. And so I'm not a big fashion person, but I think Nike's a little bit more resilient than some of the other fashion brands. They've been around for a long time. Been around a while. Yeah, Apple. So I did see that Apple got rid of their AI head. So yeah, Apple got rid of their AI head and replaced them. Amar Subramania has joined the company and will serve as vice president of AI. It's been a few months at Microsoft. Vanguard dips a toe into crypto for first time. I think they on Tuesday said for the first time they started letting clients buy crypto ETFs managed by third parties. It was first reported by Bloomberg, which was confirmed on its website Tuesday. Investors could buy products like the iShares Bitcoin Trust and more. So again, I kind of want to buy this. We're up a lot today. We're at 525.5s here. I do kind of want to buy this dip. We'll see what happens, but I do kind of want to buy this dip. What do you guys think? Are you guys gonna buy the dip mode or no? Nike is about rebranding strength. A video on some of the innovations Nike's working on. What kind of innovations are they doing, really? Got snow last night. Kids are out of school. It's a snow day. That's always good. We watched the movie Snow Day. Not that long ago. Like a week or two ago. I don't know. I saw he's got an announcement at 2 p.m. I'm not sure what it's going to say. The news is pretty light. Pretty light. I'm not really showing an outage. Maybe hidden the wires. Possible. We'll see. You know. Yeah, we got some upgrades and downgrades this morning, though. We got, most of them are pretty small. ALB was upgraded to neutral at Baird. BLTE upgraded to outperform. DAR upgraded to buy at TD Cohen, PT, DXC. A bunch of stocks that I don't really look at that much. I'm looking to see if any upgrades were big or important. I don't really see anything necessarily here. Philip Morris posted a fiscal year adjusted EPS view of 746 to 756 versus 754 expected. So kind of on the low end of expected numbers there. Citi is going to have to move its lead stocks from Singapore, according to Reuters, citing sources. AWS CEO Garmin says that AWS is increasing the cloud where customers are putting real production workloads due to its combination of capabilities and cost effectiveness. But the news is honestly kind of boring. We did have European CPI. Stream's working. You guys can hear me, right? See me? Working on my end. I can watch myself right now. Again, yields are a little bit higher still, but you kind of see that yesterday. Yields went up. Traders beginning to anticipate economic growth next year. mostly from optimism about maybe rates lowering, quantitative tightening ending. 10-year yield up around 7 basis points, 9 basis points this morning, 4.1 something percent. Yeah, that should be fine. Here's gold. All right, gold pulled back a little bit yesterday and this morning here. When we woke up yesterday, it was at almost 4,300s. Now gold is back down to 4,235s. Any Fed info? No. Not today. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Again, the news is pretty light today. It's not one of those big moving days, to be honest. A little bit boring. Yesterday was interesting. Today, a little bit slower. Bitcoin up a little bit on the day. I would say it opened up around 87,000. It's at about 87.5. Nvidia up as well. So is the NASDAQ. Gold's a little lower. Yeah. CME Group reports the second highest monthly ADV of 33.1 million contracts in November. Yeah, again, yesterday the Fed announced that it's officially ended QT. This should theoretically stabilize the balance sheet at around 6.5 trillion. Treasuries and bonds fall into fresh session lows and quiet trade. No new big headlines. Thin ranges today. I'm reading that the Fed injected 13.5 billion into the banking system. It's the second single day largest liquidity operation since 2020. It also exceeds the peak repo injections recorded during the dot-com bubble as well. It'd help risk-on assets, equities, crypto maybe. Again, they officially ended QT yesterday. Grayscale says Bitcoin could set new all-time highs next year as the 4-year cycle model breaks. You guys agree with that? Madness, were you the one that said Jerome Powell would step down yesterday? Was it that you? And I told you he would, and it didn't make any sense to, and you know, he didn't end up stepping down. He didn't say anything on economics either. I'm in SoFi right now, Faye. I'm in SoFi at where am I in at? I am in at mid-20s. We're at almost 30, which is good. Today, someone from SEC is giving a speech. I heard about that. I didn't hear about the SEC. I mean, even with it being a green day, it's still kind of boring. Listen, I have an incentive to tell you it's not boring because listen. I'm sure a lot of people are doing this. It's going to be a crazy day. You know, I mean, really, it's kind of boring right now. There's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about. There's not a lot of headline news. Markets ranges are pretty small, although we are starting to break down. Let me see about the SEC speech. thought I saw something that said there was a SEC speech today. Yeah, the last SEC speech was November 25th. But I did read something somewhere about an SEC speech. Let me look this up. Yeah, so, okay, this is what it is. He said, tomorrow morning, this is Paul Atkins, SEC chair. He said, tomorrow morning I'll be ringing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange and delivering a major speech on enduring principle that have powered the world's most dynamic economy for the first 250 years. Yeah, so this is nothing. I mean, he's just gonna, you know, hype up the SEC, you know, hype up markets. I mean, he's not gonna say anything too influential. Again, he's just ringing the bell at the New York Stock Exchange, the SEC chairman. So it's not, I don't think this is going to move markets. Just like I didn't think it would move markets when Powell spoke yesterday. Bank of America now recommends 4% Bitcoin and crypto allocation to wealth management clients. That's a good thing, banks getting involved. Everybody see a little green? Yeah, I mean, we're slightly down over the last like 20 minutes, but again, markets are pretty quiet. We don't really have any big news. Yesterday, we woke up and Bitcoin was down a huge amount. So Bitcoin has seemed to rebound back up. We're starting to dip down. I kind of want to buy this a little bit. What I'm curious about is here, I'll buy this. Pure boredom trade, but I'll buy it. Back over the 200 exponential. If we hold, we'll add 2 contracts to this. Give a little green momentum back up there. Yeah, we need some excitement in our life today. There's not any really big news either. Jerome Powell did speak last night, but again, he spoke on a round table, or he spoke at a, hold on. He spoke at a private setting for Paul Schultz. I think of the word right now. And so he didn't say anything about markets. He's in a blackout period as well. The Fed's blackout period, again, I think it's from like the 29th, which is this past Saturday, up to December 11th, which is the day after the Fed meeting. So I don't necessarily think he's gonna break the blackout restriction to talk about economics during something about Paul Schultz or step down. Schultz. Snowstorms up north. It's surprising, like realistically hidden in the wires. It's surprising how many people are led astray in markets. It really is, man. Like the rumors, every single CPI report, oh, the data's leaked, guys. The data's leaked. Like it's never really leaked. They've never gotten it right. You know, they've never said, hey, it's leaked, it's this number, and it actually been that number. And it's surprising how many people hear rumors and they just believe them. And I think it just kind of shows when you got a large group of people anywhere, you know, some people are just going to be a little bit more gullible. No offense to everybody. It's all love here. But some people are just going to be naturally more gullible than others. They're going to believe rumors easily. And like I said yesterday, man, I'm going to say it once, I'll say it again. Y'all need to be resilient to that. There's a lot of that floating around in financial markets. And if you're not smart, again, people got the AMC GameStop, you know, stuff happened to those guys, you know. They thought they were going to be rich, you know, buying AMC at $3 a share. GameStop too. Some of the GameStop guys did get rich, so that's a little bit different. $74K. Made some money on BYND. Where's BYND at? I just dislike BYND as a company. It's hard for me to... I see it's back up, though. And I mean, that's good. Maybe it makes squeeze number 2 and proves me wrong. I just don't trust it as a company. I don't think it has viability, is what it is for me for BYND. All right, well, we're green here. I'm going to take half of this off and just lock it in. If we continue to get a rise back up here. Again, Powell had a speech yesterday. Today, we don't really have anything. Bowman speaks at 10. That's it. We had core inflation come out for Europe, 2.4%. We had year-over-year inflation show up at 2.1%. Month-over-month showed up at a negative number, I believe, earlier this morning. Okay, yeah, so 2.4% for core inflation, 2.2% for headline. Month over month for Europe, what's called Eurozone inflation showed up at negative 0.3%, negative 0.3%. So that's good. Still checking the news, but I gotta exit out of some stuff, dude. I got too many windows up right now. Yeah, Vanguard CEO says they will not offer Bitcoin ETFs in 2024, and then in 2025 they now offer to 50 million clients. The question is this big drop in crypto going to freak big money out? I don't think so necessarily. Depends on how deep we fall, though. Did I miss anything important with Powell? No, he didn't say anything about markets. Didn't step down like the rumor was. Yeah, I mean, we're here. We're covering stuff, but it's kind of a slow day. Tomorrow, every day this week is busy aside from this. We got ADP employment data tomorrow, 8:15. Expected at 10K. So pretty low number on the month. 10,000 jobs added on the month is all ADP expects tomorrow. We also have ISM services, industrial production, and more tomorrow. Thursday, we have jobless claims. We were supposed to get stuff next week, but yeah, tomorrow we get ADP. Thursday, we get jobless claims. They're expected at 220K. So another look at the labor market. And then Friday, we get PCE inflation, which is relevant. Not been one post across the wire for 13 minutes now. Slow. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I see BYND is up today. I mean, look. Low float penny stock. What's the float on BYND? It's got to be small, right? It's not that small. It's 440 million shares. 500,000. Not the smallest float I've ever seen. But it's up. Let's see if it continues. Again, we're slightly green on the day. We're in this trade, but even still, I've been in this trade. We've been going up and down and up and down and up and down. Michael and Susan Dell are donating $6.25 billion to fund. Yeah, I don't see anything that has any type of influence over market. It's quiet. It's a Tuesday. Again, look at gold. Gold's dipped down a little bit as well. You put like a 30-day chart up. Gold's still pretty strong on the 30-day chart. Like, look, it's gone. NASDAQ. My price target on this trade is right about here at 475. I'd love to hit 475. Nvidia is back up to 181s. We've had trouble getting up there. It's just boring today, man. There's not a lot going on. We already took one off of this, so I want to give it some time. But looking at our poll, 64% think we're going to be green today. 10-year yield is rising. Yeah, we got the FOMC decision on the 10th. Bitcoin is forming a higher low. Yeah, maybe cat. See, dude, institutional money already controls crypto. They know what they're doing, which is accumulating more. Yeah, I think that's probably going on as well. President's going to announce something today. When is the cut? The rate cut? Rate cut's on the 10th. It's going to be on December 10th. Yeah, so the rate cut's going to be on December 10th is what we're seeing. All right, we're green in this, but it's not really holding. Look at the range right now, man. Look at this. Like, I'm in this trade. That's great. But, like, this is the range. I mean, it is bullish. But it's small. See. Yeah, he's scheduled to hold a cabinet meeting and then make an announcement. We think the announcement is going to be about the savings initiative, where I think it's from this year up to 2028. It's something like, I just read it earlier. I think the announcement is going to be about what they're calling the Trump accounts. Federal government program allows parents to open tax-advantaged investment accounts for children under 18. So for U.S. citizens born from beginning of this year through 2028 will receive a federal grant of $1,000 to their Trump accounts, is the news. I think that's what he's going to announce today. That's what he's going to talk about. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm in this trade. I'm going to cut it close to break even if it doesn't hold here. We're just kind of sideways. I'm going to cut it right here. We're green. You can kind of see we're green on the day. But we're green on the day. But not really green. Probably should have stayed in that though, really, but yeah, we got the Japanese rate decision on the 19th. But yeah, the point is, I don't think the president's announcing anything market moving today. I think people already essentially know what he's going to talk about. Probably just prepared remarks. Where's silver? Yesterday I looked at silver, is at like 58. Yeah, it's basically still there. It's at almost exactly 58. Yeah, so yesterday we did have a little bit weaker ISM data that at 10 a.m. So again, it's now mid 80s for the Fed rate decision is something I'm seeing. Yeah, 87%. We looked at this earlier, but again, odds of a rate cut. We also have the dot plot coming out at the same time. So odds of a rate cut, 87%. So they think we're going to cut in December and maybe pause in January. Yeah, we're currently at 375. So we're currently here. So it looks like we're going to cut in December and pause in January according to these polls as of now. And this is always subject to change. We're going to have a lot of data that comes out before the January meeting. Not necessarily before the December meeting. Yeah, we got the Vanguard pivot. We got Bank of Japan, higher yields, higher interest rate sentiment, hurting crypto. Altcoins extending losses. Japan's end of the ultra cheap yen plus a lot of uncertainty are feeding crypto fears, is what we've seen the last few days. Although crypto is up a little bit today. I should have held that position, by the way. Do you guys think this is just normal consolidation or the start of a larger pullback here? What's the Russell been doing? A lot of people have been talking about small caps. This is the Russell RTY. I mean, the Russell's up the last few days, kind of mirroring markets, I guess. Market is actually taking a pee. Fed chair speech in 10 minutes. Powell's not speaking in 10 minutes. What are you talking about? He spoke at 7 p.m. last night, and he didn't say anything about economics. Right? He spoke at 8 p.m. last night, not 8 a.m. this morning. It's 8 p.m. last night, and he didn't say anything about markets, economics. I told you guys, if you watched the stream yesterday morning, I told you guys he wasn't going to step down, and he wasn't going to say anything about markets. You know, some people bought it hook, line, and sinker, though, in terms of the rumors, like, oh, Powell's going to step down today. I get it. Listen, I'm not making fun of you. I mean, I'm trying to tell you to be more resilient to that stuff, because, look, I cover this stuff every day. People just get pulled into me. Should have held that long, guys. Look at this move. QT ended. Yeah, it's a blackout period. The Fed can't even, they're not even allowed to say anything about economic outlook. Yeah, we got Bowman speaking, the vice chair. She's speaking at 10 a.m. though. That's in, what, 2 hours? 2+ hours? Definitely not in 10 minutes. Listen, and like I said, I have an incentive to tell you guys, listen, this is a huge Powell speech, and then stream it, you know. But that would be misleading, you know. And so I'd rather just be real about it and say, hey, this Powell speech is going to be nothing. I'm going to not even sit around and stream it because it's a waste of time. Like, why would I stream Powell talking, like, hyping up George Schultz, not saying anything about economics during the Fed blackout period? QT did in. That's good. Is this a bull trap? How is it possible to trade 5 NASDAQ contracts on a 50K account without hitting 5%? I mean, it's possible. If you trade 5 mini contracts, that's a huge size. You can get stopped out any small move against you. I mean, is it possible? Sure. Is it probable? It depends. But I mean, it's, again, yeah, I think it's better, in my opinion, to trade micros in that regard. 5 micros would be about half the size of 1 mini contract. Just so you understand the difference. 5 micros is about half the size of 1 mini contract. So 5 mini contracts would be the equivalent of 50 micros. And yeah, I think that's crazy size. I would just be really careful. I guess for views, yeah, I mean, like I said, I could lie to you guys to try to get views. I'd rather not, though. I'm with you on BYND, but I heard a compelling argument recently that more will not be able to afford real meat. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what BYND sells anymore. When they first came out, what I heard was that it was lab grown. I don't think that's true anymore necessarily. I think they're just like a vegan company now, right? Like a vegan company essentially. Even still though, a public company needs to have a lot of things in order that I don't necessarily think BYND has as a company. I don't think you have enough customers that are interested in buying BYND to prop the company up. Especially not in public markets. I think Private, sure. You can run like a small private business. When I say small, I mean they're making like 10, 20, 30 million a year or whatever, you know. But when you go into private public markets, I don't think there's enough people that are interested in it. And I think their goal is to probably bring more people into those markets by being public, but I don't know. I'm just skeptical over all of it. Oh, I don't know, GG. You want to reach out to them, brother? I think it depends on how much profit you have. Look at the NASDAQ rise here. I think it depends on how much profit you have. I think you have to build up a base level of profit first. But I don't think you can trade 5 minis. But maybe you can. I'm not sure. Hey, Carol. Look at the NASDAQ rip here, guys. Let me see if we got any news. Make sure Jack does his homework. Okay, I know. Make sure he does it. I know. We'll make sure he does it. All right. The president tweeted. The president urged governors to adopt paper ballots. I'm trying to see if there's anything that just pop markets like this. Because look at this pop. I mean, we went up to 25.5s here. I'm looking at Nvidia. I'm looking at AMD. We are starting to see some stuff going on. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says innovation exemption for crypto firms is coming in January. He said SEC is going to kick off policies in the new year to boost IPOs. Innovation exemption for crypto firms is coming in January. Let me check the tweets. How many ads, bro? Yeah, whatever. How many ads? Yeah, nothing really that would move markets. I think maybe the SEC Chair Atkins' quotes moving stuff. I should have shorted 25.5. Look at that rejection exactly at this level. Huh. Remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose money. Read this right here at the top. Top 3 least financial professionals in the world right now. Don't copy me. Yeah. Let me know where you guys think the market's going. We got some bull action here, though. Nvidia's up a little bit. AMD, not so much. Apple is popping up almost. Now, Apple is technically green on the day. Meta's pretty green, too. Google's green. Amazon is green. NASDAQ's now testing that 500 level here. Let's see if that level holds. Yeah, I've said it once and I'll say it again, and I'm not attacking anyone. But I've said it once and I'll say it again. The more definitive you are about your prediction, the less I trust it. You know? So if you're like, this is going to happen in 30 minutes, I don't trust anything you say. You know? Now, if you're like, this could happen in 20 minutes, then I listen. You know? Because you might be right. But change my instrument. S&P is better to trade on highs. I love NASDAQ, but it's too dangerous. I agree with that, Mad. Powell say anything good last night? No. He didn't step down. He didn't say anything about outlook. He basically said George Shultz is a great guy. You know? Which is what I told you guys would happen. Again, and I had people arguing with me about this yesterday. It's crickets today, though. Silence. I mean, I might be quiet too. But not hard to predict this. You know, it's pretty freaking easy. Just got to understand, Fed's in a blackout period right now. They can't talk about outlook. They can't talk about markets. So this could be a relief rally on news, maybe. When is CPI this month? I don't know. We were supposed to get it next week. Next week, we were supposed to get CPI inflation data. I'm pretty sure they pushed it back. Let me see. It's by the BLS, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And they have been publishing some of these reports here. Don't need the I told you so, bro. You're getting it today, you know. Top 3 teller of so's. Yeah, so again, CPI inflation. The October CPI report is canceled. November's report is now coming out Thursday, December 18th, which is in 2 weeks, right? So we're not getting the November CPI until Thursday, December 18th at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, we are getting PCE inflation this Friday. We are getting PCE inflation this Friday. That is something that we are getting. And again, PCE is what the Fed uses anyway, but I know they look at CPI as well, too. The only thing I want from Powell is QE. I mean, we into QT. Maybe we'll start doing QE. I don't know. I don't necessarily want us to. But JD.com successfully secures about 59.8% of CEC as a final result after the end of acceptance period. We also had IQV is going to deploy AI platforms on Amazon Web Services. But yeah, they canceled the October jolts. I think they canceled the November jolts as well. Jolts canceled for September. October jolts is going to be coming out Tuesday, December 9th. So that's next Tuesday. So in a week from now, we get the October jolts. It's supposed to come out today, but instead it's coming out next Tuesday. Instead, they pushed it back a week. Snow in pre-market. There's snow. Yeah, snow is up. MongoDB. Yeah, I saw the MongoDB snow news this morning. Yeah, I mean, again, we're up today. Most things are up. People think this is like cautious though. Seen arguments that people think this is just like a cautious bounce rather than like back on risk on. Bitcoin seemed to bottom out at least a little bit. Doesn't mean the bottom is in, but it seems to have bottomed at least a little bit here. Shopify says that Black Friday and Cyber Monday merchant sales achieved $14.6 billion. I didn't buy anything yesterday either. Actually, I did buy stuff yesterday. Is there any news that we're waiting on today? No. Not really. I could say there is, but there's not. Sorry, I'm looking for, I got too many windows up here, but again, yields are at 4.11% right now for treasury yields. Rate cut odds are still 87%, high 80s. But look at, it says U.S. online spending rose 7.7% to 44.2 billion during the 5-day Thanksgiving shopping event. Adobe Analytics data shows. Again, rose 7.7% to $44.2 billion. Again, we had SEC chairman say Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill and crypto innovation exceptions are coming soon. It was on Squawk Box. I don't want to buy this dip here, but it's almost too good of a dip. I'll try it. We'll try it. Go QE. You don't want to be rich. Taking a lap around the block. Yeah, I'm gonna stop answering the question about Powell. We're getting too many people asking the same thing. I'm not saying they're creating fake accounts using it to ask the same thing, but this is the last time I'll answer it. He didn't say anything. We're in the blackout period by the Fed. It's all good, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Who do you guys think is gonna be the next Fed chairman? A lot of people think it's gonna be Hassett. Every year they say it was lower. They expect it to be lower, and then they say they did more. Yeah, well, inflation over time is going to mean that the sales numbers are going to increase over time because of inflation. You know? Oh man, I forgot I was in a trade. Yeah. Yeah, but again, Adobe Analytics, I'll put this number up on screen. They say it rose 7.7%, 7.7. Waller? Yeah, they think it's going to be Hassett. Whoever's the most dovish, maybe, you know. I don't necessarily think it's just going to be the most dovish. I mean, they're going to pick a dove one, but I don't think it's going to be the most dovish. I'd say maybe Moran, the most dovish, because he's newest, recently appointed, so he's going to, you know. All right, we're getting some upward moves. Let's see if it holds up here. It looks like a bull flag. It's almost too easy of a trade, though, so sometimes when it's too easy, we fall, but I'm going to put it, we're going to go up to 25.5, hopefully. Economic recovery in retail. AI Fed chairman. All right, we're green here, and it looks nice, but the range is so small. Nvidia's rising here, so Nvidia's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 handles. List some stocks if you want me to take a look at them. That's something I can do on this boring day so far. We're green. I think I'm just gonna let this sit. Next earnings season, whoever's gonna be, they'll cut rates by 50. Their first meeting for the admin. Maybe. Boeing CFO says recovery is in full force. November was a little light on deliveries. I see next year's deliveries up for the 737 and 787 jets versus this year. And Nvidia's still rising at 181.30s here. I mean, I like looking at the SPY. SPY's green on the day. A lot of stuff's green. Yeah, Apple. How did Apple react to its AI chief stepping down? And it seemed to go up a lot from it. Although Apple's slightly red on the day despite everything else being green. Maybe it's from that reason. Apple's AI chief stepped down. There we go. I'm going to take half off on this big pop up here. I'd like 500s. But I'm worried 500 is going to reject it. But I'll let it work. There we go. We're up. All right, I'm going to cut that right there. Feel me. Work it out then. All right, that's good. Took a little while, but we got the bull flag bounce. Four weave. No, haven't we seen? Where's quantum at, man? I haven't heard any interest. I know this isn't quantum core weave. I know this is mostly AI, but quantum's still down, huh? We got one of NATO's got leaders speaking right now. He said we're working for peace, working on ending conflict, just and lasting peace. Says we welcome U.S.-led efforts to make this a reality. Yeah, I think Netflix is on a pullback, right? So Netflix had a good green day with everything else yesterday. Netflix is basically where it was when it split. Netflix split around, what, 110? Now at 109.40, so it's basically the same place. I think their live sports elements are big. You know, I think their live sports elements are big. It might benefit them long term into the future. MongoDB and CRDO reported yesterday. Yeah, AMD's up a lot this morning as well. If you look at it, it's up to 222s. It's been pushing up a lot as well here. Look, so it's had some swings though the last couple weeks. Yeah, AMD had some swings. Got 194s. It's back at 222s. Sending hugs to all the crypto holders. Yeah, I get it, man. They probably need some hugs right now. There's Robinhood. Robinhood, man, just flying. I don't know. Robinhood's on a dip, though. Is at 150s back in August. Peak of markets. This 500 level still holding pretty strong, though. 6 potential issuers are looking to sell high-grade bonds today. 8 on Monday. MicroStrategies. Yeah, MSTR, man. I mean, it's back up a little bit today versus yesterday. It was at 155 at the opening bell yesterday or a little bit afterwards. So it did have this big bounce back for MicroStrategy. We need hugs and money. Yeah. Hugs and money. You always sell. Strategy is the best stock ever. Yeah. No, I agree. All right, we're testing 500s again here, back up to this level. Again, the news is light this morning. Not really any big economic stuff, not really any big market moving things. Kalshi is raising its value to 11 billion according to the New York Times. It's moving towards a partnership with CNN according to the New York Times. Speaking of Kalshi, however you say it. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this market's Fed decision in December is currently priced at 88% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. Pretty sure Jerome Powell is not speaking right now. Yeah, Powell's not speaking right now. Again, you got some guys that act like Powell's always speaking so that you keep clicking their videos. And again, Powell did not say anything about monetary policy here. Yeah, look, here's Powell's speech yesterday, December 1st, right? He's not speaking today. But here's the speech. We're back over 500s. The first thing he said, I'm deeply honored to have been asked to speak here today about the legacy of George Shultz. Just to be clear, I will not address current economic conditions or monetary policy. And then he talks about how great of a guy George was. Again, pretty predictable here, guys. Predictable. Marvel for intraday looks good. Yeah, Marvell up to almost 94s, 93.50s this morning. Bitcoin popping back up here after dipping down to the 87,000 level. So we'll see if Bitcoin continues to rise. Again, the news is a little light this morning. Just not a lot of stuff going on. Boeing sees the Department of Justice penalty to flip into 2026. Sees $2 billion free cash flow for 2025. Yeah, they're channels that yeah, I'm gonna start banning people that are saying Powell's speaking right now. Again, you're probably watching some of the channels that loop old speeches and then they title it like it's a live speech just to get you to click. Hey, what's up, Mark? Yeah, all good, brother, all good. President, big announcement. The big announcement from the president, we talked about this earlier, is just that he is going to be, he's going to be doing the savings account thing where from the beginning of this year to 2028, they're going to match like $1,000, or they're going to deposit $1,000 into the accounts for people, for their kids. That's what the announcement is going to be later for the president. It's not going to move markets either, I think. I think that's what the announcement is going to be, at least. Yeah, the announcement of the future Fed chair could move markets. Jolts is not coming out today. NY. Jolts is coming out next Tuesday. The September Jolts was canceled. And then the October Jolts is coming out next Tuesday. Is what it is. It's not today, unfortunately. I wish it was. It'd give me something to talk about, but it's not. Yeah, again, people are talking about this. Yesterday at 8 p.m. last night, not 8 a.m. this morning, Jerome Powell spoke at an event for George Shultz. Yeah, when is he supposed to make that announcement regarding the new Fed chairman, though? The president. He's going to put somebody dovish in. I think it's going to be Hassett, but it could be Waller. I don't know. You got to look it up. I'm not 100% sure how they're doing it. I saw some news on it earlier, but I'm pretty sure that's the announcement that they're going to do. Let's see if I can find it. I saw it earlier about the accounts. Yeah, so it's going to be called Trump accounts for children. Essentially, he's scheduled to hold a cabinet meeting and then make an afternoon announcement about his new savings account initiative today, which should include prepared remarks. Yeah, ADP numbers. We do get ADP numbers tomorrow. Bitcoin's still pushing back up. We do get ADP numbers. That's going to be at 8:15 tomorrow morning. All right, guys. All right. Why are we pumping? I wouldn't say we're pumping. I'd say we're up a little bit. I think it's just a recovery bounce from some of the drops we've seen earlier. I don't think the markets will react to the QE and Fed rate cuts just like before, in which the markets had a sell-off from last time. All right, guys. $15 eggs. I don't even know how much eggs are. How much are eggs right now? Somebody tell me. I don't know. Nvidia back up to over 180s, which is a good optimistic sign. It's kind of something we need. How much are eggs right now, chat? Let me know. I don't buy eggs. I don't personally buy them. Carol does the shopping usually. I don't actually buy them myself. $4 a dozen. Seems like what they were the last time I bought them. 7 in Denmark. 60 eggs for $9. That's a deal. Yeah. All right. Eggs aren't. I mean, they're not cheap. All right, Nvidia's still pushing here, guys. Look at Nvidia. It's up to 180, 150s right now. So Nvidia's still pushing higher. Got earnings before the open, and what? We have earnings today. We got Signet Jewelers, United Natural Foods. Nothing big. We had summer. We got this evening we got Marvell, CrowdStrike. That might move markets a little bit. We got the Dollar Tree. See about Dollar Tree. Again, Dollar Tree is one of those stocks that people argue with me about, and maybe they're right. I don't know. They're green on the year for Dollar Tree. I just can't see this company succeeding long term. I genuinely just can't. What's Dollar General? DG? Same thing with DG. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just can't see these type of companies succeeding long term. I don't think you can buy anything for $1 there anyway. We got Dollar Tree and Macy's. Speaking of other obsolete companies, Macy's. Wednesday, we got Salesforce, Snowflake, C3 AI, and other stuff too. I mean, it's green on the year. Dollar Tree and Dollar General are both green on the year, right? But that doesn't mean much to me. What I'm looking at is like whether this company's going to go obsolete long term. And I think it will. It's just time. And it's brick and mortar. The stuff you buy on Dollar Tree, most of the time people just order off the internet now. I can't imagine that dynamic that they currently have where they have brick and mortar stores continues long term. Short term, who knows? We could see spikes. We could see, you know, all this different stuff. You see what their revenue. I'm like, hold on. Dollar. I mean, their revenue's increasing. Now, whether this is because price is increasing, I have to look at what their margins actually look like. But just to go against my own thesis here with this stuff. Here's Dollar General. Look at their revenue. The revenue is increasing over time. I mean, it's not a bad revenue trend, that's for sure. Their growth is slowing. I mean, if we want to look at their growth here, this growth is slowing down. But I think everything's growth is slow right now. Let's see it. Let's see their EPS graph. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like a weakening trend here. It did really well up to 2020, I guess. And then since then, their margins have gotten worse and worse. So, but they're not terrible either. You know, maybe, what is this? Dollar General. Let's see Dollar Tree. What's Dollar Tree? That's Dollar General. Symbol for Dollar Tree, DLTR. Okay, let's look at DLTR. Yeah, I mean, Dollar Tree looks much worse. Here's Dollar Tree's numbers. This all looks pretty bad for the last 7 years. It's all looking a little rough. But they're still making money some of the quarters, but man, that's bad. The trailing 12-month EPS. The same revenue like trend as Dollar General. Not nearly the same. Some of the revenue might be attributed to inflation as well. So. Crazy here is I'm seeing a lot of DG that installed self-checkouts and have since deactivated them. Dollar Tree sells dollar steaks. That can't be true. Is it? That can't be true. Dollar steaks, bro. That doesn't even seem feasible. Like maybe it's a Costco approach where they're offering things for cheap and they're losing money on them, but it gets people in the door and spending money, so it's justifiable. Wait, so Dollar Tree, $1 steaks. I haven't been to a Dollar Tree in a long time. Which one's Dollar Tree? Let me stop looking at Dollar Tree. Nvidia dipping down after ripping up. No, we don't have any 8:30 news today. Nothing's going on in markets. Could be 3D printed. That might be true too. I don't know. All right, guys. Yeah, Salisbury steaks. Yeah, that might be true too. All right, look at this dip right now at 8:30. We didn't even get any data at 8:30. Switzerland is apparently going to be tightening rules to foreign investment. Bloomberg reports citing Swiss parliament. The review intends to make some deals involving foreign state-controlled firms subject to increasing scrutiny. Again, president's making an announcement at 2 p.m. Americans age 70 plus now hold a record of 38.9% of all household equities. Basically, 70 plus year olds hold about 40% of the homes. A big number for them. Boomers win again. Whales are waking up. Yeah, we're so sideways, though. I mean, the only thing I can really do today is buy the dip and sell the top. Silver. Silver's slightly red. I mean, gold and silver have pulled back some today. They were up a lot yesterday when we opened the stream, so. I like Anakin. I think Anakin's my favorite Star Wars character. Higher low from lower. Yeah, I mean, we're green, but the market is quiet here today, guys. Not a lot of big news today. Not a lot going on. No big economic reports. Do we buy this dip short term here? I don't want to. Not an investment professional though, guys. Also, check out Top Step if you haven't yet. Great way to learn how to day trade. Most day traders lose money, and so limiting your risk with something like this just makes sense. They recently lowered their activation fees as well. Just pretty cheap overall. 50 bucks a month for the base one. You pass it, you get a 50K funded account. 90% split. You fail it, you lose 50 bucks essentially. Again, you want to confirm it all with them. I can't guarantee anything, but genuinely useful for traders. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased, of course, but Top Step X, a lot of great stuff. Zero commission, no PDT rule in futures and more. I'll put the link up. Remember, I'm biased. Yeah, I saw Adkins speak earlier about an innovation exemption coming in January. Just to eat the Beyond Meat. If it's not BYND, send it back. Okay. I actually had the Impossible Tacos in Disney World one time. They were good. I actually liked them a lot. I wouldn't order them again. I just wanted to see what they were like. But never had BYND stuff. I'm gonna see if I can buy this dip down here at 483s. Nvidia pushing up to 181.5s. Bitcoin at 87.4s. Yeah, I think just most of the food at Disney World's pretty good. Expensive, but it's good. You know. All right, 87.4s. Again, Fed ended QT yesterday. Will they start QE in the next month? What do you guys think? You think they'll announce QE in the next month? Y'all don't like Disney World food, bro? Maybe I'm just walking all day when I go there and I'm hungry. Hey, John, watch Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin just popped over 87.5s here, but then it dipped right back underneath it. It just popped over 87.5s and then dipped down. Where does Bitcoin close the week, chat? Let me know. Let me know in chat right now. Where did they close the week? Where does Bitcoin close the week, guys? Let me know. 78K? 92K? 91,000? Yeah, Bitcoin back up to 87.5, almost 87.5s. It's struggled to get over it this morning. 87.5s for Bitcoin is right here. This level right here. You know. So it struggled to get over that, really. 90,000, 93K, under 85,000 in a week, 100K. Bro, don't we have Jolts today? Nah, Jolts is delayed. Jolts is coming out Tuesday next week, so in a week from now. We don't have anything today or yesterday that's going to move markets in terms of economic reports. We do have the ADP non-farm employment change for the month coming out tomorrow. It's expected at 10,000 on the month, which is pretty slow jobs. We'll see how we do relative to that expectation, though. No, I don't have an affiliate code for them. I'm not an affiliate of theirs. BG, I'm a partner, sponsor. Sponsored trader. Yeah. The announcement of Hassett today will push everything higher. You think they're going to announce Hassett? I went to the Renaissance Fair years and years ago. I've heard it's gotten a lot more expensive versus the last time I went. So look at this pop in the NASDAQ. So we are seeing a little bit of a bounce. SEC crypto exemptions in a month or so, they think. So Paul Atkins says he expects the agency's innovation exemption for crypto to be released in a month or so. He noted that progress was delayed by the shutdown, but confirmed the SEC is back on track. It aims to support crypto innovation after years of resistance. He also said the SEC plans to introduce new policies next year designed to improve market conditions for IPOs. So Bitcoin to try for 93, but it'll encounter resistance and either consolidate or dip because people get scared. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to be on Sunday. I'm optimistic though. I want it to go higher, so I'm going to put out that type of thesis. Nasdaq's getting close to the highs of the day here. We're waking up a little bit leading into the opening bell. See if we do. No. GG, I'm not an affiliate. I don't have a custom link. Yesterday's ISM manufacturing print reaffirms the rate cut in case. Yeah, ISM manufacturing did show up weaker than expected. Will we get a Santa rally this year, guys? I'm going to end this poll and we're going to do another one. I asked people, does the market close red or green today? We're going to do another poll. Does the market get a Santa rally this year? Yes or no? All right, NASDAQ made a pop here. I don't really see any news to cause this pop, but I think it's mostly NVIDIA here. NVIDIA just broke highs, got up to 181.80s. You look at like Apple. No. Amazon. No. Meta. Google. AMD. So these are microchip related. We're up to 223s for AMD and 182s almost for NVIDIA this morning. Yeah, but we broke highs. We just broke over highs of the day. And really, if you look at this candle, these are two of the largest candles we've seen today, even if they're small relative to other days. We got another big one here, but I just want to see some movement. We broke highs, so that's good. Been a slow day. Every little pop, I'm going to say it's huge, because I want it to be, you know. I don't know. Quantum is on a pullback. Is it time to buy quantum stocks? Chat, let me know. What do you guys think? Think it's time to buy quantum stocks? I really don't know, to be honest. It's too new of a market for me. All right, so I asked people, will we get a Santa rally this year? 70% say yes, 30% say no. Most people think we will get a Santa rally. Close out December, we'll see. Usually, is it what I've seen historically is that we kind of consolidate into the holiday, and then after we run up into like December, or run to the end of December and beyond. Too early, risky, no revenue. Yeah, that's the only thing. I think it's big risk, big reward now for quantum though. And remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. I don't know, but I think it's really early. But I think if you're right, you know, obviously you can make a lot. But if you're wrong, you could lose a lot. And so I'm gonna wait until the new Fed chair to look at quantum to see what the market is willing to do. Issue that I see with regards to AI and quantum computing is power energy generation. Yeah, I hear nuclear. I see nuclear getting more hype over the last little bit. We're still trying to pop up. Let's look at 550s. Or 500s right here. 25.5 seems interesting. If we dip down there, maybe I'll buy the dip. Although, again, we're kind of flat and choppy right now. Oh, come on now. Oh. I mean, we got a cushion on the day here, so we'll just leave this up. Trade like this, though. So I did end up buying the 500 level. Again, we got news that the SEC is expecting a crypto exemption in a month or so, according to the SEC chair Paul Atkins, who did a speech. Wait, what is the Paul Atkins speech? He talked on Squawk Box this morning. But I think he's going to ring the bell at New York Stock. Yeah, so he'll be ringing the New York bell at the stock exchange and delivering a major speech on enduring principles that have powered the world's most dynamic economy for the first 250 years of America. 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. Will he say anything that's going to move markets, though? I don't know. I really don't know. This doesn't sound like it. While delivering a major speech on the enduring principles that have powered the world's most dynamic economy over the last 250 years. That doesn't sound like it's going to move markets. Maybe he says something else in the speech. Of course, crypto people are saying SEC chair is going to have a huge speech, and maybe he does. But again, I'm skeptical. We'll see. How about LSU got Lane Kiffin, huh? I'm surprised he's leaving Ole Miss in the middle of a winning season. But listen, you pay me $100 million or whatever he's making, I'm leaving Ole Miss too. All caps value stocks getting momentum. There you are. What's up, Femi? I mean, 100 mil is 100 mil, you know? You know, my grandmother could coach a football team that I'm on. And we could be going to the playoffs. And if somebody offers me 100 mil, I'm leaving my grandma's team. So I can't judge Lane too much. I just hope we win with him. All right, I might buy this dip. We're going to get in small. Especially, I mean, you got Ole Miss or LSU. I'm going to go with LSU, of course. All right. I bought the dip. Let's see if this works. It's small. We might add a little bit to it right here. Oh, we might add a little bit more to this. There we go. Start unloading some of this now. Not bad. We caught the bounce almost exactly where we bought it, which is good. Bitcoin's still rising. It's over 87.5s right now. Let's see if Bitcoin holds. 87.5s is right here. 87.5 is right here at this blue line for Bitcoin. Let's see if it holds up there. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to keep pushing higher or not. We're at the bottom of the range, though, but we're just kind of swinging back and forth. Why is my eye? Maybe it's a good thing I sold. Look at this drop. So now down to 45. Here's the 200 EMA and 475. This could be a bounce area. I'm not saying it will, but 475 could be a bounce spot. Let's see. Bitcoin's still rising at 87.6s here. 87.6s. We still got 40 minutes until the market opens. We'll see what we get today. Bowman is supposed to speak at 10. So slow with news. 18 minutes, nothing. Yeah, if Nasdaq gets pushed below 25,475 before open, downward pressure is real. Yeah, get Brian Kelly out of LSU though. What's Notre Dame's record this year? Yeah, of course they're 10-2 this year. Brian Kelly leaves. They win. You know. Alright guys, look at AMD and Nvidia. Look at Bitcoin up to 87.7s. AMD, Nvidia, Bitcoin testing the highs. This might drag the market up. What pulled the market down though? Something dipped the market. Could be Netflix dipping. What dragged the Nasdaq down on this big pullback? Any big names that you guys see that might have moved the market down? Yeah, PLRZ stock is squeezing this. Look at this. Almost $8 a share here. PLRZ stock is running. Google dipped a little bit. It's not much. Google's still green. At 316s. Yeah, I don't know what PLRZ stock is. I'm assuming it's a low float though. Low float stocks generally move more. I'm showing, yeah, this is a tiny float stock. It's got like 1 million shares. I'm not touching this. Too manipulatable by insiders. Not messing with it. And gurus, right? Gurus will say, look how great PLRZ is, and then pump it up and then leave half the holders sitting on losses. Microsoft's still green. I bought the dip, that's why it dropped. Yeah, I mean, it's your fault. I blame you. Definitely your fault. MongoDB. I don't think they're going to move markets like that. I mean, they're big and they're gapping up on the day, but they've been gapping up since yesterday's earnings. I don't think they're really influencing the market too much this morning. They had a good deal with, what did they have a deal with? Another company. But Apple again laid off their AI chief. I don't know if they laid him off, but he resigned. Really. Technically what happened. Redbook showed 7.6%, previous 5.9%. So again, the Redbook just came out. Again, Redbook is retail sales tracking. It tracks year-over-year growth and same-source sales, 9,000 retailers. You get 7.6%, 7.6%. Again, oil is dipping a little bit today. Red closed at 59.50. It's at 58.90s right now for oil. Bitcoin's still rising back up some, so that's good. It's over 87.5. Let's see if it holds into the opening bell in about 35 minutes or so. Ugh. On for intraday as a big move. Yeah, we'll see. Again, it's a slower day today. All the rest of the days this week should be busy though. So Bitcoin again up to 88,000. Yeah, it's definitely a slower day. I mean, we're green. I mean, we made money today, which is good. All right, we're up to Nvidia's up to 182s. 182s. I mean, what do we do today, guys? You guys red or green so far today? This is the range right now. We're at highs of the day, which is good, and we're bullish. Man. I mean, I guess the last few weeks have been pretty exciting in markets generally. There hasn't been a lot of super slow days. Even like slow days have been, we've had some stuff coming out. And so I guess we were due for a boring day. But man. Not really feeling this song. Green. Big broccoli green. Green. Bitcoin's back up. That's good. Nvidia broke highs again. We're at 182.20s, which is good. Crack? Definitely crack. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but definitely that. Out half, E-mini long. All right, we're pulling back. We're at 87.7s. NASDAQ up to 25.5s. Technicals on most stocks seem to want to go up with new news. I can see chop. It depends. AG. It depends. I try to do it with the stop loss, but sometimes I'm bad. All right, guys. It's now 9 a.m. in the morning here. 9 a.m. in the morning. News is light. No economic reports today. Bitcoin is back up, pushing towards 88,000. NASDAQ's testing highs. It almost has like an extending range here if you look at it. This way. What's my guess? This is just a straight up speculative guess. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. No idea where Bitcoin's going to end the week. I'm going to go with, and this is just a straight up guess, I'm going to go with 89,500. You know, 89,500 is where I'm gonna go. That's optimistic, John. If we're red, I think we might be lower. I'm gonna go with 82. Slightly green, probably should have held. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had many red trades. HPE is accelerating AI deployments with first AMD Helios AI rack scale architecture with open scale-up networking built in with Broadcom AVGO. NASDAQ starting to push here. I'm wondering if this news, what is AVGO? AVGO's up this morning. NASDAQ just broke highs of the day. AMD just broke highs and then dipped. Nvidia just broke highs of the day. Still pushing here. Finally seeing some momentum. Maybe some of those orders waking up at 9 a.m. I'll try to predict Bitcoin's top in 2026. I genuinely have no idea. Bitcoin's top. I'm going to go with 170, 180. But I might be wrong. Again, we're at 25,520s. Amazon pump. Yeah, Amazon ripping up to 237s right now, 237s. Check the Amazon news. I see the Nvidia-backed Luma AI is going to expand ops in London. All right, guys, we're going to be day trading a little bit heavier as we head closer to the opening bell. How's the Dow doing? Dow's pumping. Yeah, Dow's up to 48K, or 47,500. I don't want to buy this dip here. Try again. I'll try to buy it. Where's my phone? My phone's going off. I don't know where it's at. There we go. Let's scalp this too. We're just gonna get out right there. Has Michael Burry been posting? Let me check. Walmart opened second owned and operated milk processing facility. The U.S. envoy has arrived at the Kremlin as well. Bitcoin bouncing back up a little bit. Sandra. Michael Burry said his my October 9th, 2008 letter to my investors. I have pounded a table or two in my day, and this was one of those times. ServiceNow is going to expand security portfolio with acquisition of Visa's AI native identity security platform. Here's Substack. Yeah, I hadn't really been posting that much. Where's GameStop at? I see Michael Burry talking about GameStop. Look at this little guy down here. Don't worry about that little guy right there. 368. Can't even see because of that little guy. I can't see the price action. There we go. Nasdaq still up to 25,520. 25 is right there. Let's see if that level moves. I know I see Aaron talking about AMC. Yeah, guys, we got 25 minutes left. Quiet day. Quiet day here. Yeah, I saw that. That's because of the Dow. Yeah, we got the Japanese rate decision. Yeah, more hawkish is what I'm seeing. Yeah, we don't have any data today. No, we have virtually no data today. GameStop earnings December 9th. We'll see what they do. I like the whole movement of the GameStop thing. I think it set some bad habits with some traders, though. I think a lot of traders got involved with GameStop, or they missed. An easier way to say it is a lot of traders missed GameStop, and then they started looking for alternatives. They jumped into AMC, which was not the same thing. Jumped into a lot of other meme companies that just didn't work like that. Bed Bath & Beyond and more, and everybody thought they were going to get rich, and you know, everybody starts patting each other on the back saying, yeah, we're going to be rich holding this thing. And it never ended up happening for most people outside of GameStop. Even in GameStop, only a select few really made money like that, you know. Dude, I'm getting a Dell contract. This guy, where's the dude I'm getting a Dell guy? Spiky blonde hair, I remember that dude. This guy right here. Wait. This guy right here. Only real ones know. If you know, you know. Some of you guys are too young for this. If QE is returning, I think the meme cycle repeats, just my opinion. Did he really? BT? I think I heard about that actually. All right, Bitcoin, guys, over 88,000. It's starting to spike back up a little bit, which is good. Bitcoin over 88K, spike it up a little bit. Trying to make some moves. AMD at 222s. Nasdaq's dipping down a little bit, but Bitcoin just popped. Again, the only thing we got today is Bowman speaking at 10 a.m. I don't know if she's going to move markets. Tesla says BYD's data platform produces less than half of Tesla's, according to Piper Sandler. Piper Sandler cut his BYD Q4 outlook, but expects a December sales jump driven by pre-buy activity. The firm says BYD's God's Eye system installed on 2 million plus cards, producing 130 km of daily data, generates less than half of Tesla's FSD output. Where's Tesla at right now anyway? Tesla up today, up to 433s. Tesla's so volatile though. I don't know that guy, and I'm 43. And do better then, dude. You don't know that dude. You got a Dell. You're getting a Dell guy. You should have watched more TV in the 90s and 2000s. That's like not knowing JG Wentworth. 877 cash now. You know, everybody knows that. When was the last time we didn't have a Santa rally? I don't know. Let's take a look. So we got the SPY. Let's see what we did last year. Last year, December. Here's December of last year. I mean, last year we didn't really get a Santa rally. Like, we moved up in November last year. But by the time December came, all the way up until January 6th, we were down last year. 2024. So last year we did not get a Santa rally, and most of the month of November or December was red last year. We can keep going back here. Wait. Now, if we're talking 2023, we definitely got a Santa rally. So here's 2023 down here. We ran from November to the new year in 2024. 2023, we got one. Last year, we did not. In terms of a Santa rally. So, 50-50 last few years. Bitcoin's still bouncing and holding at 88,000. Again, this is 88K right here. Michelle Bowman. One of the Fed members. Bitcoin bouncing at 88,000, still pushing up here. Let's see if the rise continues. I'm tempted to buy this dip at 500s or at 505s right now, but I've already done dip buys like this enough today. I don't think I've shorted at all, and so I'm a little hesitant to do that. We got 15 minutes to the opening bell. Let's see what we get today. Again, it's kind of a Santa rally is due this year. Yeah, the gambler's fallacy, just to put this into perspective, is that people think that because they haven't hit in a while, right? Like they haven't won in a while, that they're due for a win, right? But the proper way to look at stuff like that is to say each time it happens is a different thing. You can't take the odds historically into equation, or how many times we've hit versus missed or whatever. You have to look at each individual event as a new event, right? As a new thing, right? So each individual one, you know, if we're talking like roulette, your odds are 50-50 no matter what. Doesn't matter how many times we've gone red, you know, your odds are 50-50 each time. So that's what the gambler's fallacy is for those that are there settings you can use in TOS to help cut down on the lag? Yeah, you can devote more of your... Gosh, is this thingy? I'm gonna change it, guys. All right. No vocals here. No vocals here. Yeah, you can change the systems. You go to application settings. You go to setup, application settings. And once you go to application settings, you go to, what is it? You go to system, and then you go to quote speed, real time, no delay. Now, it might lag a little bit more if your system can't handle it, so it just depends. Right. But, right. You're right, Mad Cow. The green one makes it less than 50-50. All right, so Amazon AWS CEO is going to be on Mad Money tonight with Big Kramer. Bear blood. Also, the yen carry trade unwinding and what that means moving forward. It just means that we're going to see less of the yen supporting assets. People are going to use the Japanese yen less now to buy up assets. And that's the dynamic we're going to be seeing. Setup is there for a Santa rally, rate cuts, new Fed share announcement, job market is okay. Is it okay? Earnings are going to be great for December quarter two, unlike last year. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the only I don't necessarily disagree with that. Maybe we'll get a Santa rally. I think we're getting a rate cut this month. I think the new Fed announcement, if you know, it's going to be a dovish person, and I think if the market wants a dove, they're going to get a dove. I'm sure there's the gifts of Christmas joke I can make there about doves, but you know, we'll come back to that eventually. Oh my gosh, I just spilled my coffee. The only thing I disagree with necessarily is the job market. You know, I don't think the job market looks good right now. I think it's a little sketchy. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I see the rate hike fears of Bank of Japan. And I think they're going to be more hawkish moving forward. You know, we've had a low interest or negative interest rate situation for them for a long time, and that dynamic is changing, so it's not nothing. Ford sold 20.54 thousand EVs in the US during November. October, they only sold 4.7 thousand. Again, looking at our poll, will we get a Santa rally this year? 72% say yes, 28% say no. Look at MongoDB still rising here. MDB up to 409. Look at this. It is rising higher. Yeah, I'm still in Meta. Yep. Good today, huh? $90K on the charts. Yeah, I mean, we're up over 88,000. We're at 88.4s now. There's an 89 right there. So, get MongoDB rising. Meta's up big today too, which is good. A lot of stuff's green. AMD's been pushing this morning as well, so seeing microchip strength. And we probably won't get one since the vast majority expects one, but maybe the powers that will be give us that gift anyway. I mean, what could the powers that be do to help a Santa rally? Maybe cut rates, announce a dovish Fed chairman. I see BMNR, it's been running to Bitmine. Tiny. Ford EV sales are down 61% at 4,247 for November. All right, guys, we got the opening bell today in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. It's been a boring day, man. We just haven't had much going on towards the opening bell. No big news, no big catalyst, no big markets. Still looking at this 25.5 level here. Lower interest rates, QE, print money. We need a rate cut, QE, and lower tiers for a good Santa rally. I think we're going to get a rate cut. I don't know if we're going to get QE. Tariff things hit or miss. Yeah, Tesla's up today at 430s. Most things are green, though. Like, most stocks are green today. Some stuff's red, but most stocks are green. Only Mag 7 stock that's red, I think, is Apple. And they laid off their AI chief and hired a new one. So, I think it's just that dynamic causing some uncertainty there with that stock. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Pawn. Yeah, you might be right, Joshua. Recession in the first half of 2026. I don't know, man. I don't necessarily think so, but it's possible. All right, Nvidia down to 182s here, though. Look at Nvidia. Bitcoin pushing back up at 88.5s. Tesla's still down there. AMD still up. Or Tesla's still up there, so is AMD, I mean. Bitcoin's still pushing 88.5s. I'm going to end this poll. We're going to do another one. Are you bullish or bearish for the opening bell today? Bear and bull. After that, bullish. Yeah, I would expect a choppy open, but you never know. Sometimes choppy days lead us into volatile opens, right? And that's something I think we've seen the last 3 weeks or so, where it's boring in the morning, and then at the opening bell, we just get big moves up or down. People wait until the opening bell to capture liquidity. I think that's possible today. We got 5 minutes left. We'll see what we get, but loaded for bear. Yeah, I just did this poll. 62% are bullish, 38% are bears. A little bit more bulls than bears than we normally see. Binance founder CZ says he predicts many more all-time highs coming soon. NASDAQ with a big candle here ahead of the opening bell. We got 5 minutes. Probably the market on open, I'm guessing here. Bear after that, bullish. Yeah, we'll see. Apple's still down on the day. Curious to see what it does at the opening bell. AMD dipping down a little bit leading into it as well. So Nvidia. But it does look like a bullish trend for most microchip stocks today. It doesn't mean too much. The previous closing price on AMD is right here. On Nvidia, though, it is 179.90. So basically 180 right here. I mean, we can definitely break underneath that if we get some downward momentum here, but eight days rate cuts, come on. Yeah, I think we're getting rate cuts too. I mean, if you look at yields are a little bit higher today. They're at 4.1%. But if you look at rate odds, we're at what? 87%. And this really hasn't changed. Sure, as we get closer to the Fed meeting, be honest, unless we get some bad PCE, we got PCE inflation data coming on Friday, right? Unless PCE comes in really elevated up, I think, well, unless PCE comes in super elevated, right? What's the expectation for PCE on Friday? We also have a bunch of labor reports tomorrow and Thursday. So we'll see what we get those as well. But unless the labor reports come in super elevated and inflation also shows elevation, we should see the odds of a rate cut increase leading into the December 10th meeting. PCE is expected at 2.9% and 0.2% for September. Now remember, this is lagging. This is for September, right? 2.9% is what they're expecting, 0.2% on the month for September. But if we want a real-time look at like labor, jobless claims, Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and as well as ADP private payroll data, it's expected 7 to 10,000 for ADP data, which is pretty freaking low on a monthly gain of only 7 to 10K is very weak. And so if we get like high inflation and, you know, like really, really strong labor reports, which I don't think we're going to get, but even if we get that, it's still more likely that we're going to cut rates. You know, we saw ISM manufacturing yesterday show up weak. I think we have ISM services tomorrow as well. Let me see if it's tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, we have ISM services data tomorrow also, right? So unless that stuff shows super weak, or unless that stuff shows strength and we get strong labor reports and we have high inflation for September, even then I think we're still cutting rates, to be honest. But those might influence the odds a little bit more. I don't know. We're also really close to the rate decision, and so I think the closer we get, the less likely they're going to change their tune. All right, guys, we got about a minute left, about 1 minute. One minute, guys. Yeah, Bitcoin right around 88,000, just under 89,000 for Bitcoin. Look at Apple. Whoa. Did Apple just have some breaking news? Look at Apple. There's Apple. Let me see if we got breaking news for Apple. That'd be something. Anybody know why Apple just popped like this? Look at the NASDAQ fall too. Yeah, I don't see any news for Apple. NASDAQ's falling a little bit now. All right, guys, here we go. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up. This is AMD dipping, some other microchip names dipping. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. All right, here's the bell. See if we get some action today at the open. Apple at 283s. AMD falling a little bit as well. Getting some red at the opening bell. Meta's coming down a little, or AMD's dropping a little bit. Nvidia's doing okay though, but AMD's down. Look at that 475 level. Yeah, they did hire a new AI guy. Amazon giving back some of the gains it made in pre-market. Look at Nvidia though, guys. Nvidia moving up here. So is Apple. If we hold, I gotta wait about 5 minutes to trade. I'm not really good in trading the first 5 minutes. Yeah, here's some green showing up here. Maybe up to 183s. Bitcoin testing the high up here at 88.8. Still too close to the bell for me to trade, but Apple green, Nvidia green since the opening bell. I think it's the high of the day for Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin just broke highs of the day again. Pulled back immediately from it, but got up to 88 plus, 88.8 plus. Nvidia up to 183.50s. AMD starting to rise too here. Looks green, but who knows how we're going to continue. AMD testing highs of the day as well, 223.50. Yeah, I mean, we got some green, but the range is still kind of small this morning at the open. It looks okay, though. $23.65 for AMD. AMD just broke pre-market high. Nvidia's up to 184s right now. Breaking highs of the day. Microchip strength up to 525s right now. Get over it. Yeah, we just tested 525s. First move was red. I'm gonna buy this, I think, right here. What time is it? A little bit sketchy for me to buy it, but it's alright. We're very green on the day. Very small. Maybe I should bet on choppiness. Go add a little bit more, take some risk at the bell today. There we go. We're gonna take half off right there. Just, I think. If we go higher now. At that. Be green. Tilray. I don't know. Tilray is just weird. And Nvidia up to 180, almost 185s. Bitcoin making a push towards highs of the day as well. All right, we're 5 minutes after the bell here. Nasdaq still ripping up. Am I allowed to say rip here, guys? Is this okay for me to say rip? All right, Nasdaq way over 550s here. Look at this huge rip. Michael Burry said he never said he was short in Tesla in a Substack. Starting to see some rebounds and everything. Look at these moves. Bitcoin broke highs. Bulls in town today here. Nasdaq up to 25.6s here. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Paramount, Skydance submit the only all-cash offer for Warner Bros. By any of the 3 bidders. Nasdaq still ripping up here. Look at this bounce. This is the Santa rally, guys. I don't know. All right, guys. So again, see if we continue to push here. Bitcoin now dipping down. AMD dipping down a little bit as well. All right, guys, look at the Nasdaq test 25.6s again here. We're still pushing. Apple Wedbush, right at the right time. Like QE has begun. And look at this move this morning at the open. Like I said, sometimes the morning's quiet, and then at the opening bell we just get some moves. Green is good. I mean, for everything. Bitcoin's back up some. Meta's rebounding all the way back up. A lot of stuff is like a lot of tech stocks have gone down to the previous closing price, tapped it, and then ripped right back up. So NVIDIA begins UBS conference presentation. Said it does not see an AI bubble. Instead, it expects major market transition ahead. The company projects data center infrastructure 3 to 4 trillion by 2030, driven by growing demand for accelerated computing. So ripping up past 25.6. Where's the highs on the NQ? 26.4s is the highs. Again, if you want to check out Top Step, help support the channel. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, commodities. Very similar to day trading stocks. Futures has no PDT rule. Just a good way to learn how to day trade. They give you it's $50 a month. They give you a 50K demo. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split. You fail, you lose $50. It's not the end of the world. It's the best of both worlds. You want to confirm it all with them. I can't guarantee anything. Not an investment professional. And they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased. Genuinely useful for traders. Genuinely useful. Just a great way to learn, in my opinion, when most day traders lose money. And so again, I'll put the link up. There's the link right there. You can also see a pin top of the chat. Just really good option. Zero commission on Top Step X. Super reliable with payouts. Just useful. We're consolidating after ripping up pretty significantly at the opening bell. If we hold now. right, so here's a little dip. How's the leg doing? Oh, that's doing all right. It's mostly good. I went back to jiu-jitsu yesterday, felt fine. All right, AMD still testing these highs up here, though. Let's watch NVIDIA. Bitcoin did have a little bit of a dip. Well, we get a pullback to find an entry. I don't know, man. The market's looking strong, but AMD just cracked highs again up to 225s. Kind of want to buy this, but it almost seems too buy right here. Is it time to buy? Let me know in chat. I don't know. AMD, TD Cal, Helios could boost AMD's business model. TD Cohen reiterated a buy rating and 290 price target on AMD, saying AMD spending should remain strong and AMD is well positioned to benefit. The firm views the recent pullbacks as good entry points. Expects 2026 to be noisy, but promises AMD ramp. Helios rack scale AI system. Nvidia still pushing up towards this high level. Thought it might be too greedy of an entry, but maybe not. Get AMD still pushing Bitcoin back up to close to highs. Nvidia getting close to highs as well here. Pretty green. Pretty green. Yeah. We are. Gonna buy here, I guess. Dude, it's kind of greedy, but like we could add to it if it does well and cut it small. Does it? I hope it does well. It should keep. Bitcoin broke highs of the day, back up to 89,000 just now. Love to add to this. If not, we're just gonna cut it small. Come on. Get up there. You can do it. Come on. Video just tapped over highs, but did. Looks heavy. To cut this. Maybe I got faked out here. Let's see. Drop. Yeah, it looked heavy. I got out with basically a break-even trade there. Look at that. Now this I could buy up a little bit, I think. I'll buy this up now. For 75, that's fine. Try to add a green trade. I don't really want to like take a big size here. I'm already really green on the day. I like to add to a winning trade versus add to a losing trade in this situation. I will add to this. Take that half off. Pop back up there. Maybe add to this. Got more cushion on the trade. We can kind of trade with that. very small, but trying to get the last sliver of profit from. I'll add to this now. There we go. Cut it. Cut it. All right. So I don't think I've had many losses today at all. Bitcoin just tested highs again, over 89,000 as a week. A lot of stuff started to rebound, but some stuff didn't. Bank of America outlook for 2060 stronger than expected economic growth. Hey, later, Corey. See you, bro. Bitcoin up 89.2s. Struggling to get over this 25.6 level right here for some reason today, though, guys. A lot of it's going to depend on AMD and Nvidia, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm checking my profits on the day, guys. Let's drop. A drop. Gonna pop back up here now. You can keep dropping now, though. Sorry. Yeah, I just got, sorry, I started taking a trade off screen, my bad. I just made another, whatever I just made here. Another $70 just now. Or something like that. I don't know what I'm looking at this morning. Let me see if it lets me open it. Okay. Yeah, we're running 75% accuracy today. Here's my profit factor. Here's my trade win percentage today. We're at 75. That we've had this 34 trades. 34 are green, 8 are red today. With that said, though, guys, I'm gonna cut it early today. I'm gonna get out of here. You know, boring day. I'm up. I'm not gonna give back my profits. The Nvidia CFO says most of their new chips being shipped are adding new data center infrastructure and not replacing the installed base there. But yeah, and check out Top Step. I'm up nicely on Top Step today. Great way to learn how to day trade. Funding your own account thousands of dollars just to probably lose it in the market doesn't make any sense. Top Step's kind of like a souped up demo account almost, where it's 50 bucks a month. They're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased. But just genuinely useful. Again, tomorrow we got ADP data coming out. So tomorrow we got ADP data coming out. We will see what we get today, guys. And yeah, y'all be safe. Again, I'm gonna close this stream down. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As soon as we close the stream, it'll bring it to tomorrow's stream. And yeah, we're gonna sit out. We had some big bull action at the open last 20 minutes. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Appreciate it.